I just had to redo it. Hello, hello, testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Hello. I don't know if I'm live streaming yet. We'll find out. Hello, everyone. I am here. Just kind of getting started. I am testing out some things and getting ready to see if anybody wants to talk about the live streaming and what deals I have found on Amazon. So the first thing that I have seen on Amazon, I don't use this. This is the Nearstream Gen 2 VM33. It's the wire streaming camera from them. I think I need to adjust this a little bit more. Fix the cropping just a tad bit. There we go. Don't want you to see my entire desktop. I mean, you know. Feel free to live chat with me here. Type in any of your questions that you have. But I've found the Nearstream here. I don't use it. Some others have. It's got the 2K image quality, the 4x hybrid zoom, supports multi-camera. It's got an 8 mic array for clear sound. Go back to that. I've heard it's fairly good. You can stream pretty easily, I guess, with that. I have not found any thing for hang on a second. I'm gonna switch this over here. Let's see, I can search for some stuff here. I have yet to find anything for camera wise on Amazon. But I do have some equipment that is showing up. Let's go to the Slate routers. I'll put this in here. They are coming up as a discount here. There's one of the Slates. I'll switch to it. So let's see, the Slate 7, which I have and I've been using, it is up on a 21% discount for $134.91. And in my area, you can get it overnight. Um, this is Wi-Fi 7 capable. It also has runs on the WRT, the Open WRT 23.5. It's an open source router, fairly easy to operate. You Type C power interface. You can use power banks to operate this. Multi-link operations where it uses 2.4 and 5G simultaneously for better connections. I don't think that I have tried this out yet. I don't know that much about it, and I don't know that much about this router a whole bunch, other than I've used it and have had good luck with it. I don't want to call it luck, but it has worked really well. It's a very powerful router. It does have the PD compatibility, 5 volts to 3 amps, or 9 volts to 3 amps, or 12 volts to 2.5 amps. And both of them are the 2.5 gigahertz or gig WAN ports. It's only got 2 of them, and then a reset and a toggle button. You can change, certain things. And then you can plug in a single a single USB 3.0 slot there for various different things. What I use this router for, I connect up to a Raspberry Pi, and I use Speedify. Now you can also put Speedify onto these routers as a VPN, and then connect your multiple connections, multiple internet connections together on that to have multiple internet sources, so you know that your signal is going to get out and transfer to wherever whatever site you're going to. Also, the Slate 1800, the GL.iNet GL-AXT 1800, which is also something that I use and have used very well. It's at a 38% discount. It's $92.54 from my Amazon. And then let's see, I will put some of that. I don't know if I can adjust my, let's see. Not many people here today. Let's see, I will see if I can adjust my description here. I don't think you want to see that. Put myself back on here. I didn't plan on setting this up right away and going as live as quickly as I did, because I didn't get any of my stuff set up. So it's not going to be a perfect interview or anything, perfect live stream, but I'm just basically looking for people to come talk to me, and we shall talk about live streaming stuff, youth sports live streaming. I'm going to see if I can adjust my description and put what I have in here. Feel free to just write in the chat. I'm sitting here watching the chat in YouTube. Probably should post it to Facebook too, but here we are. Right now I am working on putting in some stuff in the description on some of the equipment that I use. What's going on, Glenn? How are you today? I've already found some deals. The Slate AX 1800s are on sale, $92.54. And then the what else here? Hang on, I'm trying to manipulate my browser. Let's see how this looks. So yeah, there we go. I'm sure that looks okay. Might be off a little bit, but the Slate is on sale. The Slate 7 is also on sale. Typically $169, I think is what that says. But it's down to $134.91, which is a pretty decent price. I am using both actually in tandem. The Slate 7 is now my main Wi-Fi connection when I'm out and about in the field, and then the Slates are like the repeating routers that I use, and I used them about 2 weekends ago, and they worked really well. Had a small issue where it was being one of the cameras was on the other side of a metal pole, and I was getting some connection issues with that. But it actually overcame it very well because, oh, Jason's got I just noticed that. Anyway, it's squirrel moment. Jason Hoffman's got an Osbot Tiny Series Prime Day deal video up as well. Maybe I will show that here in just a few minutes. Not that he needs any help, but Jason's always got something good going on. Glenn, I think you're going to be happy with the Slate 7. It's pretty powerful, I think. I did not use the 7 gigahertz portion of it, I guess is what it is. Or how whatever the update is for Wi-Fi 7. I just basically used the regular side of it, and it was really good. Yeah, I don't have anything that's capable of Wi-Fi 7 yet. And I don't know a whole bunch more about the capabilities of what it does. The multi-link operation, I'm not sure how that works. As you can see right here, the connect to 2.4G and 5G simultaneously. I don't know if the other devices need to be available to do that, but we'll find out here in just a second. I did see the Tiny series, the Osbot Tiny 2s that were on there, but I do not use those. I would like to put that into my repertoire maybe, but who knows what's going to happen with that. I am still trying to, here we go. Tiny 2s that were on there, but I do not use those. You guys don't want to hear my repeat there. So let's see, that's there. Let's see. Nearstream is also got theirs up for sale. Usually about $400, $399.99 for $319.20. I think some of these prices increased because of the tariffs that have been in place, that have been put into place. But we will not get into that. I do not want to be political today, nor usually do I. But I will put a link for the cameras that I have here that I'm seeing, and then I will put them on the description and put an affiliate link next to it. So the Magewell D1. I'm going to have to look that one up. I have not used that or heard of it, actually. Let's see. Are you using the Director Mini? Is that, I believe that's what you're talking about. I've heard a lot. Yeah, I do know what that is. The mini portable touchscreen device for switching. Let's see. I know that, what is that company? Hoffman uses it. Can't think of the name of it. I will here in a minute. Kind of blank. Director One. Yeah. Those are neat to have. With me using Movo Multicam, the tablet itself is actually, as long as the cameras are NDI, which I prefer to be wireless on everything possible, just because the setup, teardown, and how much inconveniencing other people. I don't like to do that. I don't like to inconvenience others. So that's why I prefer the wireless, and it reduces teardown time as well. So let's see. I'll find my link here. There we go. So get this link. And then we will share it with everyone else in the camera descriptions here. Again, this is my very first time doing this, so you're going to have to bear with me. I think maybe I'll have to separate these out. So, yellow box, that's right. I just looked over. I think that they're okay. I do. Glenn's asking. He's interested in the repeater setup. I mentioned with the GL.iNet. I do actually have 2 videos. I probably need to clean those up a little bit, but it's fairly easy. Let's see. I will call it up here in just a second, since I am on my channel right now. And I will bring it up. So it's fairly easy to do. It's not complicated. If you understand how to get in, log into where you log into the Speedify into the routers themselves. It increases the distance. Let's see, adding Mevo's, here we go, repeater mode, Slate AX1800. Repeater mode is the video. I will share that with you. And I will put it in chat here. Like I said, it's not difficult. And I've had some glitches with it. And I think it was me setting it up, to be honest with you, is how I set it up, or making some sort of minor change to one or both of the routers and not really realizing that I did it. But usually it's a set and forget. So what I mean by that is once you get it done, once you have everything set up, you power off the router, and then you come back to it on a later date. It should just automatically work. Yeah, you can still utilize the. Glenn asked about utilizing the AX 1800 with the Slate 7. Yes, absolutely, they work together. So, sorry, didn't mean to bounce that. I talk with my hands a lot, but yeah, it once you set it up and you get through the video, it's pretty much the Slate doesn't change as far as the way they operate. There's a little more, or the way the software looks, the user interface. It's pretty much the same. There's a couple extra things in there, but yes, the Slate AXs will connect to the Slate 7 in repeating mode. You just got to set it up. The order of operations to set all this stuff up is what I would do first is if you're whatever your main router is, I would turn that on first, let it hook up to whatever it needs to hook up to. Uh, then power up the repeating router shortly thereafter, and then they'll eventually connect together. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. I think it's less than that. But I did it. I actually did it last couple weekends ago. I had a problem again. I had a camera that was on the other side of a metal pole, and my equipment was in the center of the field, or behind home plate, about smack dab in the center, and the Wi-Fi signal wasn't getting around this metal pole. So what I did is I took this router, the extra Slate AX repeating router that I had already set up previously, had my battery sleeve for it, and plugged it in, turned it on, set it up, and then it powered up. Went into Mevo Multicam, which I have another video about adding the cameras to the repeating routers. I'll share that with you too. Let's see here. So adding the routers, or adding the cameras to the Mevo multi system. Well, you don't use multicam, but I'll put it in there anyway. It may work similar to this video that I just put up there in the chat. So what usually happens is you have to go back to your program and you have to point that camera to a different router. So Mevo Multicam, what happens with the Mevo Multicam is you have to change the camera where the camera is actually connected. So instead of the main router, you have to disconnect it out of Mevo Multicam, and then you have to reconnect it, but you have to change the Wi-Fi source, which is put it on the repeating router, and then the repeating router sends the signal back to the main router, so on forth. Glenn, you also asked, can you remember the distance you were getting with the connection, and was it 2.4? Yes, all my routers connect to the 2.4 gigahertz range. So one router connects to the other router in 2.4 gigahertz. Whether that's right or not, it works for me. I could get a distance of 300 feet, line of sight, mind you. I went out, I got a video that talks about this. It's one of my older videos. And let's see. That's not what I wanted. One of my older videos, I actually took a camera and marched it out. Quite a distance. And I don't see it in here. I have to look at my regular videos. That's not it either. But anyway, it was well over 300 feet. So, man, I must have lost that video or I just can't see it. I'm looking in the wrong place. I probably don't have it in a playlist like I should. And that's probably why I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Yeah. About 2 years ago, I did this. And I believe it probably still holds up. And I'll drop that in here. So the camera, all the cameras in the devices hook up to the 5G side. And then the Slates connect to the 2.4 just because I don't want to bog down the 5G because it's, all that information coming from the cameras, they're pretty close to the routers anyway, but with all that information that has to come from the cameras to the router, I figured it would, the bandwidth would be, taxed, I guess you would say. So with everything from the routers to routers doing 2.4, it's not as crowded, even though the 2.4 gigahertz is a very crowded network, with a lot of radio noise. It seems to work. I've 340, well, maybe not 340, probably 320, because where I had to put two in. I had to put one router out where the camera was out in the outfield, and I put another camera that was, I just got glitched. Another camera that was router, not camera. Another router that was placed off of the first base side to where, and then that was passing from one to the other. Now, granted, this was an open signal; it wasn't directional. So I've been thinking about doing a video about getting into the Slate AX 1800 and putting new antenna in it. Swapping out the antennas that are in there now with new Wi-Fi antennas that have a lot more range, I guess you'd say. 10 decibel, a 10 decibel range, which is fairly decent. It can be done. I've actually opened up one of my Slates. Screwdriver and all, didn't break it. Took everything off. I just needed to educate myself a little bit more about antennas. So that's why I just haven't done it, because I wanted to make my setup as a one-stop shop altogether. I don't know if I can walk around and see it, but I've got it behind me back there. It's actually a little taller than usual, but that whole where am I? There I am. This whole setup is a one-stop shop. Everything is in this box. I've got my my only problem is when I talk about this, I got to change where my audio comes from, because I'm talking into a microphone right now. So let me see if I can do this from behind my back and backwards. So everything is there. You can't see it. I've taken my Slate out of the top of it, but pardon the mess. This whole thing carries everything that I need. So I'll show you a quick round. So the Slate, I've 3D printed this stuff. It usually goes up here. And this is a Husky build out. I don't think you can hear me. But there's the Slate 7. But there's a Raspberry Pi. It's actually got a touch screen on it. And I don't think you need it. So we'll just do a quick. Everything's in here. Cameras. So everything's in that box. Cameras are in there. Like I showed you earlier, there's a Raspberry Pi, and I'll talk a little bit about it. The Raspberry Pi I use for Speedify. It's a little cheaper way to do it, sort of a cheaper way that I do things when I want to combine sources together. And then internet sources to make sure that I am getting making sure that my bandwidth is good. I'm able to get out. Yeah, it's a lot. It's heavy. I include my power in that too, Glenn. Down in the bottom, I carry around a River 2 inverter. I can get pretty much. I can almost get 4 games. I don't remember. It's a River 2, and I think it's. I don't remember what. It's like 850. I can call it up here in just a second. Let me finish this up real fast. What I was in this live here. I'm just going to add more links. Oh, there I am. There's my live. Glenn, you're the only one that's here right now. They're the only one that's chatting with me. So you're making my stream and making my day by chatting with me. Because I was thinking about turning it off. I haven't seen anybody else join. But that's okay. That's quite all right. I can talk to one person all day long. Yeah, I do just take the cameras, and that's all I have to do. I plug in the power into the box. I'm going to have to figure out how to get this microphone over to where I'm at, or get my wireless mics to work. Yeah, everybody's still at work. It's 1:50 p.m. here Eastern Daylight Time. So, yeah, you guys are about nighttime over there, and yeah, Wimbledon going on. I'm surprised you're watching this. I think Wimbledon's going on today. Some big tennis tournament. But yeah, it's all in one box, or in one stand, and it's heavy. Don't get me wrong. And I've been trying to figure out how I can. Well, it's not sitting over there. How I can make it lighter. But there's so much that happens. I might need something in a place that I've never been before, and that's why I carry everything. Or something breaks down, or I need, cable goes bad, which does very often, So I've got stuff, backups. I like backups. I don't like failing. It's frustrating to fail or have my live streams fail. Well, how did I do this? Oh, I know where it's at. Talking to myself. I got to open my YouTube studio here. I haven't got my OBS set up quite yet correctly to do all this. This is just kind of like, what am I doing today? And didn't feel like playing Fortnite. So I kind of do. I kind of want to play Fortnite, but that's my guilty pleasure. But so in that box, everything is there. I don't know how the cellular networks work overseas, but I've got 2 companies that provide service, Verizon Wireless and T-Mobile. It really doesn't matter who you use. It's just like in the areas that you go to, who's the best service. It's either Verizon Wireless or T-Mobile. Both are pretty restrictive on their, they can throttle you at any point in time. So with the Speedify service, I can combine those 2, and if one is bad and one is better, I combine those 2 and make one good internet source. Usually it works. A lot of people are using Starlink now. and that's great. I've looked into it. It's very expensive. It probably cost about as much as what I'm spending now, maybe. So after buying the hotspots, one was like $80, and the other one came with a plan, and I've already paid it off, but I don't remember how much that cost. But the price plans are $50 for unlimited gigabytes, 50 US dollars. I spend probably $100 a month on both of those. Now, at any point in time, I can turn them off for a couple months. So I usually do. I didn't. I did this year because my son was playing basketball. I kept it up longer than I thought I was going to. So yeah, there's the expense, but it's $100. I'm unlimited. It's an unlimited gigabytes, and I bet that's download speed. But I get sometimes I get 5 to 6 upload speeds, 5 megabit upload speeds. I think it's not gigabits, but it's 5 megabit upload speeds, which is pretty decent for what I'm doing. I stream to Sideline HD, which is not available in the UK yet. I'm not sure if it ever will be, but American-based company. But you know, it's hard telling. But I use Sideline HD, which with that company, Movo Multicam uses HEVC to code or compress. They use the compression HEVC, which allows 1080p and it's 1080p and it uses 1 megabit per second for 1080p, which is great. It's great compression. So now you're using less, and I'm only having to use like 2 or 3 gigabits per second during a live stream, which 2 hours. You do the math. So you're using the Starlink Mini and 3 4G SIMs. I would imagine though that you could probably get away with just the Starlink. Are you using Speedify as well to combine that stuff? Have you looked into it? They're pretty global. And you don't necessarily need to use a Raspberry Pi to connect those things together. And the only reason why I do it the way I do it is because the individual plan without using the router plan on Speedify is much cheaper. I got spent $150 for 3 years of service for Speedify. So you can combine Starlink and your cellular internet together and make one really good stream. So one really more excellent stream. Bondix. Okay. Now you're getting into stuff that I don't know anything about. But I mean, if it works for you, it works. That's the best thing. That's what is about this whole streaming things is not one thing works better than the other. Maybe it does. I understand. I mean, I'm an '80s kid. I grew up with when everything blew up. Computers started blowing up and learning how to do stuff like that. But I was never able to really get into it like I should have, because then I'd have a lot more money than I do now. But it's not stable over there. Okay, so the servers aren't the greatest over there. Is probably what the problem is. But and it can be over here as well. It's not the greatest sometimes, but anyway. Back to the computer stuff, I wish I picked it up more. I just know enough to be dangerous. And, when the internet started and we had bulletin board systems, and that's how we used to talk to each other back in the day. So let's see. Going back to posting links. Anything you want to chat about? Anything else you want to know? I think you might do this a little different for different reasons than I do. And hopefully some people pick up and come visit me, because I'm about to show Jason's video here in just a minute. I'm kind of curious what he wants to talk about. SRT. I briefly got into looking into it, and it got really complicated for me to figure out, and I put it down because it was a time when Mevo was just getting started. Mevo starts were lifting off, and we talked about making them SRT compatible, and then how, because the SRT was a compressed service, how to get it from one place to another. And then when Sideline introduced Sideline HD, said that they were going to start ingesting HVEC compression, I just kind of let it go. So I don't know that much about it. I know it's a pretty good protocol. I think that's what it is, a protocol. And that the compression's really good. My computer's slowing down here. Here we go. I'm posting into the timeline, or into my affiliate links is what I'm really doing, just to be honest with you, because that's how I review stuff, or take the little bit of money that I get from pushing this stuff on my channel, allows me to do some stuff, buy new equipment, try stuff out for everybody. So it's not a whole bunch of money, but I get maybe $50 here, $50 there, enough to knock off the sting of some of the stuff. Let's see. I am going to look for that. Let's see. It's an EcoFlow. Let's see what EcoFlow's got going on here. EcoFlow power stations. Let's see. No, that's not what I wanted. That's stuff I've looked at. So my computer's taxed, so that's probably why it's so slow. So there's the EcoFlow River 3, 245. That watt hours is usually what I think this other one, here it is. So the EcoFlow River 2, 256 LiFePO. This one is the one that I use to power everything. So I get about, I can push 4 games, but it's like right at the limit. So I use about 30 watts of power when I live stream. So it's about 30 watts of power. And that 30 watts of power, what it does is it's powering the Raspberry Pi and its stuff. It's powering the hotspots, which charging is more like it. Charging those, and then I have some what they call cell phone coolers attached to the hotspots, the wireless, the cellular hotspots, to keep them cool on hot days. which is critical because those things get hot. We just got out of a kind of a heat wave, I guess you'd say. Here recently, we were playing ball. It was 95 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know how that transfers to cellular. I can't even talk today. Celsius. There you go. But it's hot. And the boys were playing in it, and my equipment was getting hot. My tablets were saying, "No more, please. Don't make me do any more, sir." So I had to put fans on that stuff, and the Slate 7 was actually getting pretty hot. I thought the Slate 7 had a battery or had a fan in it, because I know I have the 18s, the AX Slates have fans. Let me go get it. We have the rain. Yeah, we have that too. So, looking at the Slate, this is the 7. I kind of looked in there and I can't really. I need to set my light ring up. I thought it had a fan, but this thing was getting pretty warm. So I have Ryobi, well, however you say it now. I have some of those clip-on fans. Sorry. I have a couple of those clip-on fans, and I was able to cool it down pretty quick with it. Let's see. This is going to be fun. My desk is a mess. My whole life's a mess. Not really. I have a great life. But just that my whole setup is not the way I want it to be, but I don't want to spend any more money than I have to. Keep it cheap. Cheap is the word. Cheap is the word of the day for the dad that streams, that has middle class income. Let's see here. Turn my light on. It's probably going to be bright, so bear with me. Here it is. Oh, now I look even uglier. Turn it down some. Let's see how that goes. Yeah. A little better. And I'm going to back to where I was. Not good on this lighting stuff, but it works. So back to the Slate. So I looked at it, and I can't tell if there's a fan. It looks like there's a fan in it. It's a Slate 7. Can't really tell by looking inside it. But it got hot. It didn't shut down. Can't really see if there's one in there. It didn't shut down, but it was getting a little warm. It didn't give me any warnings or anything like that. Of course, I wasn't really monitoring it through the app, or not the app, but through the interface. And but it cooled down pretty quick when I put some air across it. Speaking of rain over there, just curious. I mean, does it rain all the time, or is it you have a season like a monsoon season, and then you know you're pretty good for the rest of the year? I know here in the States, out west, they have a monsoon season. I don't know. You guys are pretty far up north. Well, not far up north, but you're farther up the meridian than I am here in Indiana on the Kentucky line. But anyway. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can change scenes this way. Now I'm going to set my hotkeys up is what I got to hit. So back to the EcoFlow. The EcoFlow is what I use. I have the link to it. The EcoFlow portable power station. It just rains when it wants. Yeah, you get our rain. We send our rain to you. That's what it is. So let's see, because there's actually speaking of that, there is a tropical storm that's off the coast of the Atlantic, our Atlantic side, the East Coast, that's running its gamut through there. So it'll probably come in your way here before too long. But back to this River 2. That's a pretty good deal. $189 dollars. Almost out of 300. That's fairly decent. Give it back. What are they talking about? Sorry, I got distracted. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on. I'm going to check on some stuff here while I'm sitting tight. But yeah, the EcoFlow is what I use. And let's go back one here. They had the River 3. It's also 189. It's smaller, and it's 245 watt hours instead of the 250 watt hours. I'm not sure the difference. Hey Jason, how you doing? I was actually getting ready to watch your video on the Ozbot Tail Airs here, or the Ozbot Amazon Prime. I was going to put it on my channel here in a minute. But yeah, I thought it had a fan too. I know that the AX has a fan. I've taken it apart. I can also see it. I like my Slate 7 so far, so I don't really want to take it apart just yet. I would like to put some new antennas on it, but I would like to put the antennas on the outside of my box. But I'm still trying to figure that one out myself. Active cooling. Yeah, that would make sense. Well, hold on, let me switch back to my camera. That would make sense of what if you can't really tell, there's a black box right there. You can see it shining. There's a black thing right there, and my Raspberry Pi has something very similar. Its active cooling is something very similar. So I bet you're right. I bet it's active cooling, which is what I actually use on my routers or my hotspots. The hotspots have active cooling where the one side gets really, really cold. And I put it on the screen side of the hotspots, and it draws the heat out from the screen, because that's the only viable place I could find that made sense that I wanted to pull heat off of to keep those hotspots from overheating. But going back, I'm a mess today. Going back to the powering, the EcoFlow. Like I said, I'm not really sure 100% what the difference is, other than the River 3 is 300 watts. Let's find out. It's 300 watts, 245 LiFePO, where the 2, I'll open this up in a new tab. Open this up in a new tab. So let's see, 600 up to 600 watts. It's much bigger. I think that's what it is. It's the wattage. It's the wattage, the output wattage. So the River 2 is 600 watts, which I don't need. And the, well, come on, switch over. Sorry. My my computer's really taxed. I probably shouldn't be doing this on the same computer as I'm streaming on. But let's see. That's 600. And then this is... Close that. I must have messed up. Because that is the River 2. That's what it did. Okay. We'll open this up here. I'll close that one. There we go. So yeah, the River 2 is 600. The River 3 is 300 watts. Oh, 300 watts up to 600. So they're both kind of the same. But one has about 10 more watt hours than the other. Yeah, close. But 11 more watt hours. But I bet 100% that this River 3 is much, much lighter than the River 2. But I've already got two River 2s. I've got two River 2s that I can piggyback on each other and charge one and the other or run both at the same time. So there's no point in me. Oh, there's also a $12 coupon that you can apply for on this River 2, on this River 3. If I were a streamer, I'd pick up the River 3. If I was in it, I would definitely pick up the River 3 over 1 because there's another 12% off coupon right here. So I would definitely make this a part of my battery situation. If I'm powering my stuff. Now the 240, I don't know how much 10 watts is going to matter. It may if you're in a critical situation. But I don't know. It's definitely something to think about. Because I can get through probably about 3 games and not worry about power. So, so that's one of those things. You have an Anchor solar panel. So you're just operating off the solar panel, or you have the battery backup and it charges the battery backup. Because I couldn't imagine that would be stable just using the sun. But I have looked into doing solar panels, you know, the foldable solar panels like the Anchor Solar that you were talking about. But that's just another thing that I have to worry about setting up, taking down, people walking in front of. It just the charge not working, you know. So, sorry. Oh, let's see. I thank Jason for stopping by. Oh, I got 4 viewers, 12 views. There you go. Look at that. I'm sure it'll be looked at afterwards. Battery backup. Yep. I like the Anchors. I usually all my power equipment is usually an Anchor except for the EcoFlow. I just tried. I actually have a Jackery. I started with a Jackery battery backup, and it does as well as these do. The only difference is I can't monitor the Jackery on an app. So there's that. I usually tuck that in that box back there, and I don't ever open up, don't open up to see what that box is doing. I keep everything sealed. I need to do a video on that as well. But let's see here. Let's go and find more stuff on the internet for Amazon Prime Day that I use. What we got? Oh, I didn't want to do that. What did I close? Okay, Slate 7. I just probably closed the Anchor. All right. Equipment that I use. I need to go to my list, and then I'll show it to you here. I don't want you to see much of my stuff. Let's see. Oh, let's see if this. I think this is actually. Yes. Okay, we'll talk about this. So, my audio to my from my headset. I should get this out. So I use a mixer, a little mini mixer. Hang on. So I've got a Zoom pod track that I use for my audio. We'll switch to this here. So this is my Zoom pod track P4. And I've 3D printed this. Can't really sell it because it's actual somebody else's intellectual property. I guess you'd say it's somebody else's print. I've modified it pretty heavy, but I don't know if that I can really sell it on my Etsy store. But anyway, off to this. This I have to connect to my tablet, which is a Samsung Galaxy S9, Tab S9, whatever. So with this device here, I connect power. The power goes to the tablet, and then the output from the Zoom device goes in here and up and back to the tablet. So I get power to the tablet, keep it charged, and then I keep and then I plug in an adapter here. This is not originally what I used, but it's a Prime Day. The one I originally used got lost, amongst other things. So I was looking for other devices to use, and I found this, and it's fairly similar. Used it last week, 2 weekends ago, and it worked very well. The audio setup for Movo Multicam into a tablet is a little tricky. Outside audio. If I'm using the mixer to take headphones, a headset to the mixer, and then to the mixer to the tablet, is a little tricky. It does not work smoothly. There's some sort of bug in Movo Multicam app that doesn't allow me to go USB to USB into the tablet. It distorts the audio. It's been reported. And they just haven't. It's low hanging fruit, or it's not low hanging fruit, but it's up there in the list of things for them to fix, and that's not one of them. So hopefully, because I think I am a niche kind of person that does audio this way, or I'm the only one, or I'm doing something wrong. I've tried to figure it out. I don't think I am. I don't think I'm doing it wrong. I just think that there's a problem, and that's not something that they've been able to duplicate or fix or anything like that. So I use this, and we'll go back to it, this UGREEN magnetic USB splitter, USB-C splitter, to essentially bring the audio from the Zoom pod track back into the tablet, and it works really well. There's a little trick that you got to do first to get it to actually operate correctly, and the multicam to activate to show you or to take the audio not from just the tablet mics itself, but switch it into the where the audio is coming in through the USB-C. It used to be really simple because you had a 3.5 millimeter jack that you could plug audio into, and everybody decided, oh, we don't need this 3.5 millimeter jack. Everybody's using Bluetooth to listen to their stuff anyway. So we're going to do away with the 3.5 millimeter audio. So that made a really bad day for me, and I had to figure this out on my own, and it was a nightmare. So there's that. This works really well. There's another dongle that that I used, and it just wasn't identifying, or it wasn't as easy to use for some reason. It disconnected from the tablet, and I couldn't get it to work again with the tricks that I was trying. So that usually work. So, but I recommend this if you're doing something similar to me. If you're doing audio through your Movo Multicam app, other than putting it into the camera itself, let me know what you're doing, so I can try to duplicate that. Let's see. Let's go to another item in my list of streaming equipment that I use. Let's see. I don't think I'll show that one. This one I will show. I like this one. I have not used anybody else's yet. I am not an audio snob. I say that with the most affectionate way I can, because I have friends that are audiophiles. So, and I appreciate their help with a lot of things. So this is the Movo VR10 Universal Shotgun. I've had this thing forever and a day. The only thing that breaks on this thing is this little thing right here, which is fine. It's no big deal. I actually 3D print them to fix them, because this little piece comes off and unscrews with a hex screwdriver, whatever you want, and it comes out, and I just reprint these. You can actually buy them on the internet. I think you can get them here on Amazon, get replacements, get a couple packs of them. I don't know what they are, but comes with the dead cat, a bag, all the audio stuff that you need. This has been a really good pocket-sized shotgun mic for me. I can't complain about it. It picks up the audio where it needs to pick it up. People behind the plate, talking behind the net, gossiping is picked up less. More of the outfield stuff is picked up. I will say that the way I do this now is I put this in my a part of my PodTrack audio, because then I can hear what's going on in the field, and then I can react to it. So I've got an adapter. We'll show that here in a minute. So I actually put it into the PodTrack, and then it has headphone out, and then I put the headphones in. Oh, that's where that one went. Anyway, I got the headphones to put it in, and then I can hear what's going on the field. So there's no delay. One of the things I forgot to mention with Movo Multicam is that there's a delay of the audio coming back out. I could listen to it through a pair of headphones, but the delay in the audio throws me off. Hearing myself 5 seconds after I've said something just really throws you off. So, but I know the Rode is supposedly better. And I'm not going to doubt that. This works well for me. The other issue I may have found with this is the little adapter, the audio adapter that's way back there, if you can see it, that comes with it. This TRRS to TRS adapter cable that comes with it. It's right there. It's given up the ghost. I've had to replace that one. I was getting some bad audio. So they're fairly decent to find. But I like this one. The reason why I like this, it was straight. It, you know, wasn't curly, and I couldn't find another straight one. So we'll put this on my list of things that are up for sale on Amazon. It's $31, so it's 20% off. It's about $10 cheap, about $9 cheaper than what it was without the sale. But yeah, as a cheap alternative to the Rode Video Micro, I think is what it's called. That is a good alternative, I think. I don't know if you have the pod track. If you're talking about the pod track itself, if you have it, but it has a USB-C audio out on the side of it. So you got power in, and you've got USB-C audio out. It works. It works well. I've hooked it up and recorded voiceovers into the tablet using the voice mic app in itself, and it works. But for some reason, Movo Multicam does not like it at all. So I added another detail to our video. It is the Movo VXR10 Universal Shotgun. It's in there. So we've got the VM33 that's in there. Let's see, we'll go to it. Yeah, the VM33 Gen 2 streaming camera. Not a lot of people like this one. I don't like the size of it. Better than the H6. I haven't looked at the H6. The reason why I like the Zoom Pod Track, it was small. It didn't need much. Didn't need it to do much other than put audio in. You've got pads. You got 4 pads to put audio and playback, and you can change them at any point in time. You can record your audio on SD card on the Pod Track itself. It does phantom power, which was great. And it's also you can use 3 or 4 AAA batteries to power it, or you can externally power it. So I put batteries in it just in case the power gets separated, and then I've got a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of time. It allows you some time to record before those batteries go bad or go down. Not bad, but run out. No, I don't want you to go there. So we got the VM33, the GL.iNet Slate 1800, Slate AX 1800. It is there up on the site. Those are affiliate links. We also have the Slate 7, the GL.BE 3600. It's on sale, $134.91. The EcoFlow Power Station River 2, 256 watt hours, up to 600 watts. This is the one, I have 2 of these. They work well, but if you're in the market for something new, I would go with the River 3. It's $189 as well. It's about 10 watt hours less than the EcoFlow 2, River 2, but it's going to be lighter, and you can figure out a way to charge it up when you need to. So I like that one. And then we talked about the UGREEN magnetic USB splitter, but the VR10, the VXR10 is the one that I like the best. And let's see here, come back to me, and we'll do some more searching for stuff. Things that I recommend on Amazon sale. Let's see. I'm going to have to wrap it up before too long. I'll stay on here for a little bit longer. Not many people are watching, so Let's see. What else do I have that I use? My lists. Amazon, you are just amazing today. Streaming equipment. All right, going back to it. There are sales for the Raspberry Pi on Amazon. Oh, yes, I do want to point this one out. I do use this. Let me go back here. This is something I definitely think that people need to do, to use with the Movo, because if they use cheap browser or cheap headphones, like gaming headphones, they are going to want this. So this is the Movo FXLR Pro mini female jack adapter to 3-pin XLR. So it's 3.5 millimeter TRS. And it does integrate phantom power. So what that means is if you use a cheap gaming headset as your headset to talk into your live streams, you can use this into the Zoom, and it'll automatically flip that to phantom power. That's the only way you're going to get it to work with the Zoom. So I suggest this, but it is not on sale. But for $15, I won't include that in there. I've got 3 of them, and actually I have 4, but it works well. I like it, and we will not include that into our list, but it's stuff that needs to be used. Is this the right? This should be the right one. Okay. Yes, this tripod is a must. This thing is tall, and it works very well. It's the K&F Concept 64-inch tripod. It is a wonderful tripod. It is cheap, but it is not cheap in its usage. I have this in my bag of tricks. I didn't use it much in the spring, but I use it for my outfield cam. And I tell you what, this is definitely a must get for you. Oop, did that wrong. This is a must get. Definitely get this tripod if you are looking. It's very versatile, and I'll show you here in just a second as soon as I can get my link to pop up. Internet's being slow because I'm taxing my computer like crazy. I got a mini, they call it a mini gaming computer, but it's small. It's an Intel Core i7, so it's running hard and fast. I'm sure you can probably hear the fan in the audio. I probably shouldn't have brought it up, but yes, this thing is a must. I enjoy this thing. It's very versatile. It's compact. It turns into a monopod. Is this the right one? Yeah, it should turn into a monopod. I believe this is the one I bought. But anyway, the wall head's nice on it. This might not be the one that I bought. I gotta look. I gotta go to my purchases. But anyway, I would buy this regardless of whether it turns into a monopod or not. Let me go search my stuff. And I will tell you if it is. I gotta search my orders. You have to give me a minute. I bought another tripod. And it's nice. But I can't see. I guess I can move this back. I'm going to make some noise here. I'm sorry. Move this back so I can talk and type at the same time without bumping into. Hopefully it doesn't change the audio a whole bunch. It don't sound like I'm far away, because I'm not listening to myself. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. It is not on sale. So we'll go to it. But you don't necessarily... This is the 90-inch. I should have... the 64-inch I'm going to keep up there because it's something similar. But this is the one that I bought. It's the 90-inch. Oh my gosh, this thing is huge. I love it though. It's very versatile. I like the adjustable access on it. This access arm that's on it. I use it for overhead shots quite a bit. If I'm doing a video, it's just a whole lot easier to use. You can put heavy stuff on it. The ball head's nice. I've actually changed out the ball head on that. But like I said, you can use it as a monopod as well, which is pretty cool. I don't ever use it as a monopod yet, but I could at some point in time. So this is not a part of the sale, but it's $100. I will not rule out that K&F 60-inch that I put up there. I do like that one. It's just not tall enough for me. But, I mean, this is a very nice tripod. I'll throw it up there. I'll leave it up there. And I'll put a little notice on it. Not the one I use, but still very nice. Inch version. All right. So put that disclaimer on there. And I'm going to let Grammarly take over and fix my mess ups. So there's that. So we like that one. And then let's see what else. How many people are still on here asking questions? Hey, I'm live, by the way. My daughter walked downstairs. She's on her way out the door. All right, let's go back to the lists and see what we got going on. I'm sure there's some other stuff that I'm forgetting. There's more stuff on my list. SMALLRIG. Yes. These are very useful. These are the universal 1/4-inch swivel mini balls. Ball head screws. I use these. I was using a smaller version of these. And they were the SMALLRIG, I believe, is what I was using. But these are cheaper. Of course, they're cheaper now. And I use these on my... I've got a mount I use for basketball. And I use these to level out everything. And they're great ball heads. They're pretty good size. Here, I'll grab one and I'll show you. So, yeah, let's see. So this is it. I like this one. It's very sturdy. I have smaller ones that I was using that weren't as sturdy. They would hold the smart cameras, the Mevo Smart. I'm sorry, the Mevo Starts would hold them. The smaller ones that I had from SMALLRIG, they would hold those. But I had Mevo cores on this, and Mevo cores are considerably heavier than the Starts. So I switched to these, much better. They move around. You know, you can adjust the head on it. You know, anywhere you want. I got to loosen it up. Oop. There we go. Can't see backwards, but you know, the head moves around. It's got a little slot that you can do little steep angles on. So I like this one. This is pretty neat. Very useful. Better than the smaller versions of the SMALLRIGs. Let's see if they actually show up here. Yep, here they are. And they're 20% off, but they're not a part of the Prime Day sale. They are a Prime Day deal. These will hold the Starts. They will hold the Starts, but it will not hold up to the cores very well, or anything pretty heavy. So $10 versus $7. I would choose, even though SMALLRIG's a good company, I would choose them over the SMALLRIGs. So we'll put that on there. There's the Ulanzi are on sale as well. They're $7.96, but I think they're the same. But yes, these are very useful in anything that you might need them for. So I'm going to get that link. These are all affiliate links. I'm not going to lie. This is going to help me out. If you all buy from here after watching, I've got that list on there. So yeah, I've got ulterior motives to doing this, but I want to make sure that, you know, you guys are getting what you want, or the best out of what you have available. All right, let's see what we got. All right, more stuff. Talked about the Slates. Jason was here. I think he wandered off. Let's see who else is here. Just one. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you sticking around in my ramblings. Maybe I'll edit this up some. I don't know. I haven't decided. But we'll go back to my orders. Let's see what else I have bought in the past. It has to do with streaming. There's quite a bit of stuff that I've bought. Let's talk about this one. This is definitely not on the sale, but I want to talk about this YT1500. This one specifically I bought because the other one that I bought, the M4, died. I don't know why. It's just these Chinese companies come and go pretty quickly. It looked exactly the same as what I bought, but this one is apparently waterproof. Yeah, there it is. Waterproof rating of an IP66. So I figured, what the heck? Give it a shot. I have not used this yet, but I have played with it. And it works really well. The remote is nice. There's a long distance to it. The remote reaches pretty far. I like the little the joystick on it. You can set A and B points on this. I don't think it shows it, but you can set, like, you can pan it one way, set it, pan it another, set that point, and it'll pan to it. The one thing it won't do is it won't tilt the head as it's panning. So you're going to have to pay considerably a lot more money for that one. Let's look into the PT. That's $360. Let's look at this one, the PT2000. It's the same price. Pilt-tan dual access rotation. I think this one may, two angles can be set. Switch back and forth. I haven't looked in this one, but this may be the one that you can actually set the X and Y and it'll pop up. But this is the one I bought. The reason why I bought it was I had an outfield cam set up, and this helps me dial that shot in without me actually having to be there at the camera, if that makes sense. So I can do it remotely. I can turn the camera left and right. I can set up the tripod where I need to, and then turn everything on, connect up the camera to Movo multicam, and then pan and tilt the cam until I get the right shot that I want. So with the zoom function on the Movo, I use Movo cores for that. By the way, Movo cores. But I wanted to show you that. Let's go back here and look at some other stuff. Oh, this is, you guys, this is a definite. It's not a prime. It is a prime lowest in 30 days. Lowest in 30 days. This is by far better than buying those door hinge mounts that you see out there. 100%. Will not lie. I have used Fenceclips since the beginning. Since I started actually live streaming. Fenceclip, Fenceclip.com has more stuff on there. Order from him. This guy is amazing. It's a great product. I'm going to put it out here. Fenceclip pole mount is a must-have. If you're mounting in different areas, like a prime example of this is when I am mounting on a net area. This thing is the best because you can mount it on the pole. You don't have to mount it on the net. Some places do not allow you to mount on the net. I don't like mounting on the net because the thing moves too much. Especially if they don't have those nets where they actually are tighten up. We have a ball field in our area that, as the day goes on and the heating of the sun, excuse me just a second, it will tighten up, and it, balls hit it and it bounces. I love that net, but I don't want to mount my hundreds of dollars of equipment, on that pole or on that net and get hit. Well, it's still going to get hit regardless of where if I put it on these poles, but the likely of hitting that pole is a lot less than it is hitting that net and smashing cameras. I have had that happen, so got really lucky. But this thing is the best, and I suggest that everybody invest in this. I have it. It is well worth it. The magnets are super, super strong. I can mount a Movo core on this thing, and it holds it. There's It'll hold it, especially with these magnets that are on it here. It'll hold it. I would definitely make sure that you clip this to something in case it falls, but it does hold the core. I'd say if the poles are painted, it might slip a little, but usually not. If you had one of those hinge mounts, door hinge mounts, yes, it's gonna break. Or it's not gonna break. It's gonna slip off unless they're really, really strong magnets like these that are on here. But I've never had a problem with these. These are awesome. You have to buy one of these. It's $59, usually 64, I think is what it is. So make sure that you purchase that and help out my friend there. He's a big name company, but the Fenceclip. He's got also chain link fence mounts that you can buy as well. I have a couple of those. Love those. They're excellent. Best thing in the world. Gary is an awesome guy, and I buy all, something new comes out and I think I need it, I will buy from him. I have bought from a friend that makes the door hinge mounts. Works fine, works great, but I prefer Gary's mount all day long. The Fenceclip.com. Make sure you check them out. Let's see. More stuff to buy. Let's see what else is out here. I gotta see. Checking some mounts. I got tagged in a post on Facebook, and it's not going to. Okay. Oh, somebody's account got taken down on YouTube, so I was checking into that. There we go. Okay, somebody already covered it. So yeah, the infamous YouTube bots struck again somebody on their account. So back to unsquirrelness. Let's talk about mounting. Let's see. There is the Hawk mounts. I do like the Hawk mounts. They're a little wobbly. Let's pop those up. There was a different one. Let's see if those are on sale. Those are not on sale, but they're $20 a piece. The SMALLRIG, they may have been cheaper at some point in time. Let's go to the different one that I really like. The Rosette Magic. I love the SMALLRIG Rosette Magic Arm, but I don't think it's going to be Prime Day. Yep, sure is. All right, let's skip that. We'll go to this one. I found it. It is the Rosette Magic Arm 11. This thing is a beast, and it's very strong. And I use this on my big stuff. To mount my cores, Movo cores, I use this sucker religiously. It holds very good. It's made a little differently. I will grab it here in just a second as soon as I get my affiliate link posted up. Here, let's grab it. Just happen to have it out. This is the Rosette SMALLRIG. I love this thing. It is super strong. And if you can see here, the teeth are much bigger and they line up, which kind of interferes with small adjustments that you might need to make. But I also put a clamp on the end of it. So like this one particularly I use to mount my podcast to, hold on a second. What's up?
What are you doing?
I'm live streaming, son, talking about my equipment. My son's down here, so say hi, Henry. So he's down here, half naked. That's why I had to switch real quick. But I love this thing. It's great. It's holds strong. About $28. Hold on. Yeah, it's the 11 inch. It's $28. $28.79. It's usually, I can't read that. Usually more. I think it's $35.50 usually. But yeah, this thing is a beast. I mount very heavy things with it, and it holds very well. So I would suggest that you buy it, part of your equipment, part of your mounting stuff. Let's see what else we got here. Go back. I'll tell you what, we're going to pause for just a minute. Let me see if I can get Jason's video up, and we will talk about it. We'll let him do his thing. Nobody else is here but us. Anyway, so let's see how it goes. Kind of curious if this is going to work or not. If I'm going to be able to hear it and you all see it at the same time. Waiting for him to... This may not work. It's my first try. It is just... Oh goodness, he's got a bunch of stuff coming up. Oh, he's doing better than me. All right, let's go to this one. We'll pop it up here. There's Jason. Say hi, Jason. No, it's not going to work. Got to add audio here. Oh. I'm muting first.
Because it's Prime Day, and I always use OBSBot Tiny Series PTZ webcams for my video consultations, and they are on Prime Day deals right now. So we've got the Tiny 2 that I'm recording this with right now. The Tiny 2 is at $254 as a Prime Day deal. It's going to offer you 4K 60 and all the features that come in the OBSBot Center software. You have the ability to control all of your focus and exposure and all of the color profile that you want to put in there. It's got a decent little set of microphones on the front, and so because I'm only just a couple of feet away from the microphone, it picks it up pretty good. Obviously, I'm using my AirPods right now, but I can. There are so many times that I find myself somewhere else when it's time to do a video consultation. I actually keep a Tiny 2 Lite, which right now is not a Prime Day deal, but they do have it on sale, $143 for the Tiny 2 Lite. It's also going to be a 4K sensor, and it's going to have almost all the features that the Tiny 2 has, but at a much better price point. So you're looking at $254 for the Tiny 2, $143 for the Tiny 2 Lite. And then if you don't need the 4K sensor, we're looking at $84 as a Prime Day deal for the Tiny 2 SE 1080 PTZ webcam from OBSBot. All three of these cameras are excellent for the kind of video calls that so many of us have to do still. So visiting with this fella on the consultation that I was having just a little while ago, and he still does a lot of remote stuff. He still does a lot of for his work for the corporation that he works for. He still does a lot of call-in video type stuff, and so he has to have a decent quality webcam in order to do that. This is the best that I've run across. I've compared this series of cameras to a lot of other cameras, and this continues to be the best, and they've got some great deals. $84 for the Tiny SE 1080 PTZ webcam, $143 for the Tiny 2 Lite 4K PTZ webcam, and $254 for the Tiny 2 PTZ webcam. It's 4K 60. And as I was saying, oftentimes find myself in some other place when I need to do a video consultation. So I keep a Tiny 2 Lite in my bag that stays in my Jeep whenever I'm traveling, and so I can pull that out, plug it into my iPad. Don't even have to have my MacBook around. I can plug it into my iPad, and I can get on Zoom or FaceTime or whatever other video conferencing software that we use, and I can have my iPad here to be able to do things with it, and have my camera here. Go ahead and set it up the way I want to on my
Jason.
dash, or however, if I'm traveling. If I'm going down the road, I'll pull over on the side of the road.
So if you want to watch some of that, Jason's got more videos popping up here and there about what he's got going, what he's found on the internet. I suggest that you follow him as well. Jason Hoffman on YouTube. He also does consultations. I've been thinking about doing consultations as well, but I'm one of those people that, I don't want to get into his niche, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, Rosette, buy that one. Let's see what else we got going on here. He's got a couple videos. He makes me want to leave my live stream here and watch his video, because he's got something about Movo multicam up, and I think I want to watch that. So let me bounce through some other stuff here and go back to my buying page and see what else I can talk about. Before I do, I think that's it in the past year. Past 3 months. Let's go for 2025. See everything that I bought. The Audio Technica stuff. That is the headset that I use. Some various knickknacks that I've bought. I think I need to save that for another day. Going through the Audio Technica BPHS1. That is not a Prime Day deal, but it is one of the things that I use. It's a quite a bit step up from using the gaming headphones that I was using. It sounds so much better. You can probably tell the difference in some of my videos if you watch. Show it real quick. But yeah, this is the headsets that I use to talk. They are expensive. I actually bought one used I think I bought one used, and perfectly fine. Bought a brand new one too as well. Let's see what else we got down here. Studio monitors. I don't see any other headsets that I would think about suggesting to you, but this sucker's nice. I like it. Works well. Sounds great. So that's one of those things that I would tell you to buy. Let's see. Go back to the list. I didn't even look to see if the Zoom podcast was on sale. We'll look at that here in a little bit. Don't see. Oh, the SMALLRIG Hawk Lock. Yeah, I did buy that. But I don't know. We showed that. We talked about that. Yeah, that's about it. So I think I'm going to end this here. I think the ones that watched, I thank you for watching. I don't think there's anybody else left. We got 19 views, one concurrent viewer. But I appreciate everyone that come in and watched. And if you have any questions, make sure you reach out. Send me a message. I will answer your questions, and we'll talk. Thanks again. This is Ryan Houchin, Hooch the Fireman.